Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play.
Hello everyone, welcome to Anointed Lady TV, the home of news and politics. If it is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what we do on this channel, hit on the subscribe button, also put on the notification bell so you'll be notified by YouTube anytime we drop a new video. And if you are returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to watch our videos. On this platform, we drop videos every day and we react to every video that come our way. And on this very video, I will be watching with you. And after watching, let's go to the comment section and drop our opinion constructively. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. See you next time in my next video.
Another reaction trailing the joint session of the National Assembly was a song of allegiance, "On Your Mandate, We Shall Stand," which was used to usher in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before he presented the budget. Well, let's take a listen before we come back for a discussion.
So, distinguished colleagues and honorable members, let us at this point welcome the President, a man with track record, an alumnus of the National Assembly, to present his budget estimates. Can we give him a resounding applause?
Well, all right, let's take some reactions. This is the big wig. His tweet reads, "National Assembly singing for Tinubu. We have witnessed rubber stamp Senate under Ahmed Lawan. But this Godswill Akpabio Senate is a collection of hype men. He has moved from wearing Tinubu's insignia cap to on your mandate hyperlord, right on the floor of the Senate. Every well-meaning Nigerian must condemn this rendition of Tinubu's campaign tune in the National Assembly chamber, an evidence of outright totalitarianism." Dr. Abati.
I agree with, what do you call that person?
Big wig.
Big wig. Is that a name?
Yes.
Okay.
On Twitter.
But in any case, what he's saying makes sense.
Big wig Austin. His name is Austin.
This is how it starts. Hero worship.
Yes, so
This is how parliaments in Africa turn their presidents into dictators. The National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if we check both chambers, both red and green, it's a collection of members from different political parties. Labour Party is there, PDP is there, APGA is there, other political parties are there. So it's a place for lawmaking, for good governance, an oversight assembly. This kind of open sycophancy is primitive, if I may use that word. On your mandate we stand is the slogan, is the song, for the APC.
Right.
So the APC cannot hijack a bipartisan National Assembly, where there are other political parties representing the interests of Nigerians. And if you look at the result of the election, it's not every Nigerian that is standing on the mandate of President Tinubu. When the president arrives at an occasion, the appropriate thing to play is the national anthem.
Correct.
And I hope that these lawmakers are not going to pursue the idiocy of playing APC song at public events. The recognized song in Nigeria is the national anthem. If they want, and the presentation of the budget before the National Assembly is a national occasion, not an APC occasion. So that's, something to be really condemned. Now, what's the first leg of the story before this?
We talked about the ministers.
The ministers not traveling. Okay. The president asked the National Assembly, the leadership of the National Assembly, to pass the bill expeditiously. And I guess that is within the context of the plan by the government to keep to the old budget cycle of January to December, so that it's not as we used to have it in the past. You now have to run the old budget till, almost half of the year. So I think that in itself makes sense. If the National Assembly is now saying, well, due to the harmonious relationship that we have, we will pass the budget very quickly. But they are saying ministers should not travel, heads of ministries and departments and agencies should not travel, because they will be required, of course, to come and defend some of the line items and explain, and to prevent a situation whereby these lawmakers will write themselves into the Appropriation Act of Nigeria. So it's important that those heads of MDAs also show up. However, if there's proper coordination, I say coordination, I'm not saying the legislature should take directives from the executive. If there's proper coordination, if any minister has a compelling reason to travel, the National Assembly will have been informed, and everything can be very smooth. But the more important point is that the National Assembly has an obligation to do due diligence, not to use that budget to fund luxury. Nigerians don't expect that they will start importing luxury items, luxury subheads into that or constituency projects for their own interest. But otherwise, the Senate President made a number of points about the need to reduce the debt burden, the need to prioritize education, the need for diversifying the economy, the need for Nigeria to stop over-dependence on crude oil, and his point about, how to unbundle some offices, particularly ministries and agencies, either to scrap some or join some. What he needed to say really is that the Tinubu government must summon the courage to implement the Onosaya report, which has been on the table since, so that we can plug the wastages and leakages that Akpabio was talking about. So those are the more important points that he made. But we do not expect that this show of sycophancy will continue, and not that sycophancy on your mandate we stand. They've already passed the budget before even looking at it.
All right, Rufai, if you recall, I did take this story where, Tinubu had this FEC meeting and they played this actual tune. But I said it was because he had just been announced or affirmed president of Nigeria. He was in a group of his people and they had to play that tune. However, it's not the first time, Dr. Abati, you are saying that they shouldn't play it in public. If you recall, during the Niger crisis, I know that the president is the ECOWAS chair. They played the same song of allegiance there.
The allegiance should be to the Constitution, not to an individual.
Dr. Rufai is...
I'm blowing hair this morning because... God help me. At first, shame on all our National Assembly members that were seated there where another song of allegiance was played. Shame. And if we truly had a country, if we truly had a republic, by now, those in their constituency should be sending them letters to show how disgruntled they are, and if possible, recalling them. It is that bad. We're losing the country with sycophancy. But it's not only Tinubu. It happened during Buhari's administration. Remember how people were wearing Buhari's insignia on their body? Now everybody's wearing his cap and all of that. What level of madness have we got into in this country? It's a whole new level of madness. What level of madness are we doing? At the hollow chamber? By playing that song, a partisan song, they desecrated the hollow chamber. And they must account for it. Let's go back history. Do you know what caused the first English Civil War? The king tried to overreach himself in the parliament, and the parliamentarians kicked against it. King Charles I. It led to the emergence of Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector of England. The parliament is for the people of Nigeria. Parlement. The meaning of the parliament is parlement, to speak on behalf of the people. Not to do political sentiment and hypocrisy or listen to songs of allegiance posed to a certain political party. And there were some other lawmakers there, they couldn't talk. How would they be able to talk? Maybe we're telling Labour Party lawmakers, when they were part of those that collected the 160 million for cars, will they have the nerve to speak? We're telling lawmakers from other parties to discountenance that they didn't do it. But how will they be able to talk?
Oh,
we forget in a hurry, Oji. We forget that there are three co-equal arms of government in this country. The judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. President Tinubu is the head of one equal arm, the executive. The legislature has the head of his own arm. But we have a legislature that don't even know themselves, and they are kowtowing to the executive. They are worse than copy and paste now. They are worse than rubber. They are hype men, as Big Wig called them.
Hype men.
So shame on all of them for not understanding that they are a co-equal arm of government in this country, and they are singing an allegiance song
Well, all right.
to the executive. You can see where we started.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was important to highlight it. We don't need a hype man at the National Assembly. We'll take another story. The Kogi State governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dino Melaye, on Wednesday announced that he will not challenge the electoral victory of the All Progressives Congress before the State Election Petition Tribunal. Melaye, who came third in the election, alleged that the judiciary is no longer independent, but a department of the APC, and called on all opposition political parties of Nigeria to boycott all future elections until the current INEC, constituted by APC members, is dissolved. Let's take a listen.
I hereby call on all political parties to boycott future elections in this country until Mahmoud Yakubu and the corrupt commissioners of INEC are completely dissolved and a new credible INEC constituted. That is when we can have democracy. If we fail to do that, participation by political parties will mean legitimizing, endorsing, and promoting the illegality that is ongoing. So I call on all political parties to boycott future elections and allow them to run a one-party state, because our non-participation will definitely will definitely deny them the legitimacy they need to carry on.
Well, I think that Dino Melaye is right on one score. If you recall, yesterday there was that Citizens Town Hall, was it on Tuesday, where the former INEC chair called for the unbundling of INEC. Dr. Bati.
Well, but I think the bigger point that Dino Melaye was making would be his attack on the judiciary. He says that Nigerians have lost trust and confidence in the judiciary, and he went ahead to label the Nigerian judiciary. He says the judiciary in Nigeria now is an arm of the APC, a wing of the ruling party, All Progressives Congress. Well, I think that's a bit on the very harsh side, but he expresses the sentiment of many others who seem to have lost faith in the judiciary, including members of, generally of the opposition party. He also criticized INEC, that INEC under Professor Yakub Mahmoud, has also lost any claim to independence. And he cited the fact that in Kogi State, pre-filled result sheets were seen even before election took place. And that's a specific thing that happened in Ogurimagongo local government area, where in about 9 out of the major polling units, results had been released even before people left their homes. And you recall that in that November 11 election in Kogi State, 5 local government areas had their, election cancelled, and they had to have a rerun in those areas of Okene, Adavi, Ogurimagongo, Ajaukuta, So that was what happened. He was referring to that. But more importantly, he's saying that INEC should be dissolved.
Yes, I thought that was the most
And you are right. It came up at the Citizens Town Hall meeting organized by IAGA, along with the Joint Committee of the National Assembly on election matters. Okay? Because people are worried about the true independence of INEC. So they are saying, You can't have an electoral body that is supposed to be an unbiased umpire populated by partisan members of the ruling party.
We have to
and
emphasize
this.
This is the most important.
So this is part of the electoral reform process, but let's just put it on record that he came third. And the margin of lead between Usman Ododo and his group self, and even Ajaka of the SDP who came second, the margin of lead is so wide. So apart from all those basic points that Dino Melaye made, he's also been very pragmatic. That with the number of votes, how many votes did he get? 75,000.
That's not going to challenge
the margin is so wide. There's no need. And then, of course, it's not cheap to go and recruit lawyers and go to the tribunal. The logistics involved, the finances involved. I saw somebody say he has settled with the judge. He was not going to pay his lawyer. No. When you recruit a lawyer to go and represent you, you must pay. A liberal deserves its wages.
Absolutely.
So maybe the pragmatism for Dino Melaye is, look, let me not waste money for that.
But
that's on the latter.
Absolutely, I know, I love that. But as the opposition, he has to keep speaking. Rufai, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, we can laugh all we want, but what Mr. Dino Melaye said is so important.
Yes, we have to continue.
And as far as I'm concerned, we are joking. I will just say this again quickly. If President Tinubu can truly abide by the Ways report by removing his hand and the hand of the president from whoever picks those in INEC, I will celebrate him every day when he does that.
Fantastic.
But I dare him to do that.
All right.
I want him to do that. But we hardly see that because as far as I'm concerned, you call what happened in Kogi elections, results were written before the...
Well, all right.
Please, yeah.
Well said.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, my brothers and sisters, my mummies and my daddies over there. Is your sister again, your doctor, your friend, your girl, Anointed Lady TV. Please, if today is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, please do subscribe for me. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So each time I upload any video, you will be notified. So in this my channel, I will be bringing up many things to you in which you will benefit from it. I do talk show, I do news, anything you want to talk about, I am into it. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So each time I upload any video or each time I'm on live on YouTube, you will be notified. Thank you very much for always being there for me. Please do subscribe for me, and as you do so, God will richly bless you and meet your heart desire. Thank you very much. I love you all.